Okay. So we are discussing about the pricing procedure. Okay. So as a part of the pricing procedure, the first part we are discussing on how to create the condition table. Okay. So the first, yeah, how to create a condition table. Then how to create the access sequence. Then how to assign that to condition type. Assign access sequence to condition type. Okay. So you don't need to create for every condition type. So the access sequence is not required for every condition type, right? Because the condition access sequence we can use only for the time dependent condition type. So what are the condition types you are thinking that is the time dependent condition type? Then you must be use the access sequence. That means if you are maintaining the condition records, okay, if you're planning to maintain the condition record for that condition type, then you must be have the access sequence. Clear?
Yes.
Now, so now the next step is define condition type. Okay, so we discussed only how to assign the access sequence to the condition type. Okay, so access sequence we can also call search strategies. Okay, search strategies is what search strategies you are planning to do. That means you have multiple combinations of the searching the way of the condition records. Okay, so now define the condition type. So you need to be understand some standard condition types we have. Okay, so in that case, in that we have PB00 and we have PBXX. Okay, then we have FRA1. Okay, then FRB1 and FRC1. Okay, so like HB00, okay, HA00. Okay, like we have so many condition types. Standard it is there. Okay. So just need to be just try to understand what is the condition this condition type. Okay. So what is the PB00? So standard we are using for the basic price of the material. Okay. The
Price.
basic price of the basic cost of the material. Okay. When you it is manufacturing. Okay. So excluding the all the other charges, what is the basic cost of that material? If I just take in that, okay, one pen is there. Suppose let's say pen. When I'm buying that product, the basic cost of the pen is 10 rupees, but including that packing and freight and discounts, including all these things, then it is effective price or net price, right? So the finally effective price, net price is different, but the basic gross price is different. Okay, so here PBW we just saying that gross price or basic price of the material. Okay, and the PBWX also we just consider it has the same concept, but why we have two? Because PB00 is the time dependent condition type. Okay, and time and PBXX is the time independent condition type. So in the last video we already discussed about that what is the difference between the time dependent and time independent. So time independent condition type is nothing but like we are entering manually the price value at the time of PO creation. Okay, in case PB00 the system is not finding any records from the condition records for the price, the basic cost of the product cost. If you not maintain in the condition record, then at the time of PO creation you can manually enter. Okay, so there is no issue. If you don't need to be worried. So there is no price, it is not captured, what we need to do. So you can have the option like enter them manually also. Okay, you can enter manually the price as well. That is the PBW. So interview point of view, this is the one important question what they will ask, what is the time dependent and what is time independent. Or they can ask like what is the difference between the PBW0 and PBWX. Okay, so this is a very important question. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So now coming to FRA1, FRB1, FRC1, this was that freight cost. What is the freight? What is the meaning of the freight? Freight and delivery is both delivery cost. Okay. So mostly we are using the
Transport
word of
charge.
freight. Okay. Freight and delivery cost both it is same. Okay. So what is the delivery cost? So when the goods which is dispatching from the vendor location to my location, how the goods are moved? So what is the transportation charges? What is the delivery cost and all? It will be included in here. Okay. So why we have the three condition types? Okay. This is also fried. This is also fried, and this is also fried. So why we have the three fried condition? Because there is a way of the calculation. Okay, we can calculate on the percentage. Okay, and we can calculate on the per quantity or fixed amount. Okay, per quantity or condition type, and we have also fixed amount. So there is a way of calculation for the freight. So you can choose out of three, you can choose one. Okay, so if your client they are looking into that the value of maybe the vendor is looking into that total value of the PO on that percentage 10% or 5% they're charging like freight charges, then you can use the first condition type. Okay, if they are saying that no, it depends on the per quantity. Okay, if I'm delivering that to one television, per television we are charging 5 rupees or 10 rupees or 20 rupees or $100 like that, then it will be like depends on the how many pieces they are delivered. Based on the delivered pieces it will be calculated. Then if it is fixed amount, so what are the amount of the PO? What are the amount of PO? It may be 1 lakh or 2 lakhs or maybe the fixed amount is like $10,000 or 10,000 euros or 10,000 NRs. It depends. Okay, so there's fixed amount. Clear?
Yes.
So it's the same way like in the discount also, you can calculate discount on gross and discount on net. So the vendor is saying that okay, whatever the gross price, the basic price of the material, we're just giving the 2% off on gross price, the basic cost of that. Okay, some people they say that okay on total price of the effective price maybe it's like net price. Okay, including taxes or excluding taxes, maybe on that price we are giving that some 2% 3% discount. It depends again, right? Discount on gross and discount on a net price. Okay, clear?
Yes.
And if you have the extra surcharges and any IGST or CGST, okay, so so all these things like custom duties, okay, all these things, secondary education is all these things. So it's like we can each and every price tag we consider as a one condition type. Okay, so that condition types we are how we are defining that. If you have the your own style of the customization, because standard is just saying that surcharges, but maybe in the our client side they are saying that okay we have loading charges, okay, and we have the unloading charges, okay, and we have labor charges, okay, packing charges. So it depends. So, but in a standard, we have only just like a surcharges. That's all. But maybe we can divide that surcharges like into the different ways, like multiple charges. They can charge that. They want to differentiate that. Okay, clear?
While creating condition, how we will, I mean, we will use surcharge or loading charges, unloading charges separately.
Sorry, coming in.
While creating this thing, condition type, how we
Uh-huh.
will do the calculations and price based. I mean, price will in considering loading charges, unloading charges, or surcharge we will take as a condition type.
Separate condition type. That's
Okay.
what. So create defining. We are creating our
Yes.
own condition type.
Okay.
Standard we have only one such as, but you
Okay.
can copy that and you can create your own style of the condition type.
Okay. Got it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that is what. Then, then how a system knows about that? This is the this is the I need to be considered as a basic price. This is the I just need to be considered as a delivery cost, and this is the discount. Okay, how the system knows? Because based on that category only, the system will be performing while entering the PO. In the when if I'm entering that discount condition type, then system will be considered that okay, it is a negative value because it should be reduced the value of, from the basic price. Because if I'm saying that 100 rupees is the basic price, 10 percentage is discount on 100 rupees, 10% discount means 90 rupees. The 10 rupees is the discount, right? Minus 10, right? So how the system knows that plus or minus calculation, and how the system knows that category it is a delivery discount or something. So all these things, factors we are considering at the time of condition type creation. Okay, so it's not simply creating the condition type. In the condition type, when you creating that, what is the category, what is the calculation type, what is the plus or minus symbols, okay, what is the access sequence, and whether it is a group condition or it is header condition or item condition, okay, and is there any schema to apply that, so that everything it will be there in the defining condition types. Okay, let's see that how it works. Okay, so to do this one, okay, you might be have the direct transaction code, okay, or if you want to go with the SPRO, you can go ahead. Okay, so there generally it will be start with M/067 like that. Okay, so the transaction codes is M/0678 like that. It will be start. Okay, this transaction codes are different. Okay, so this is the transaction code. If you know that, you can directly enter M/06, then it will go directly condition type. Okay, but if you want to go with this PRO, you can go ahead. No problem. Okay, I'm just giving a heads up that the transaction code like it is for pricing project. Okay, and let's go to the material management.
Ravindra, can we see this transaction code in SPRO screen?
Not for everything. Okay,
Acha.
sometimes you can see, but not everything.
Okay.
This is very difficult. So here you can see that there was some. I'll show you additional information to. Here they will show you some of the transaction code, but not every transaction code.
Okay.
Okay. So, but it won't be. Sometimes it will be work. Sometimes it won't be work. Okay. What it is showing last four digits OMER. Okay. So like some it will be work, but not everything. If you see this one OMH4, maybe it will be work. Okay, but not every time. Yeah. Okay. So then I'll stop this one. Okay, so now we already had a discussion about the condition type. That is was first step. So in interview point of view, if they are asking about the pricing project, you need to be explain about the condition table, access sequence, then condition type definition. The steps you have to be tell. First step is condition table, then second step is access sequence, then condition type. So I will go for condition types here. Okay, then go to define condition types. Okay, here you can see that there are so many condition types are there. As we discussed some of the condition types here. PB00 is the gross price, and PBXX is also gross price. Okay, how you can differentiate for both. Okay, if I go to PB00, then there is the access sequence we are assigned. But if I go to PBXX, there is no access sequence. Okay, clear?
Yes.
Okay, so if it is access sequence are there, time dependent condition. If it is not access sequence assigned, there is time independent condition. Okay, and let's go with the PB00. So this is the condition clause, calculation type, condition category, plus or minus. Okay, so these four factors are very important. Okay, so the first thing is you can see the condition class, whether it is a price, discount, or expense, taxes. Okay, tax classification. All this it is defining that class level, each class level. Then the calculation type is how it is calculating. Based on per quantity it is calculating, or per amount it is percentage is calculating, fixed amount calculating. So the calculation type is nothing but like a how you are planning to calculate that value from the in PO. Okay. Then category it is categorized that okay, it is a basic price, or it is something delivery cost, or it's insurance. Okay, or it is internal price or basic price, like that it will be divided in that. Okay, so the main these three are the very important, and this is plus or minus, whether it is positive value or it is negative value. If it is blank, then positive. If it is not blank and it is negative. Okay, so it is, there is a possibility of to get the positive or negative also. Okay, clear?
Yes.
Clear? Any questions? Any questions
No.
still here?
No.
No. Now this
So in
group
this table,
condition.
Ravindra, okay.
Sorry.
Okay. No, I wanted to ask in this table only these four things we have to remember or what?
No, no, no. Everything it is important, but the main thing is these three, four factors you need to be remember
Okay.
when you are defining that. Okay, the main aspects and main controlling is from here. Condition class and calculation type can. So these are the mainly it is controlling that the procedure.
Yes.
Okay, clear?
Yes.
Okay, 1 minute. Okay, can you able to hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Now, other than this one, okay, so these group conditions and all these things, okay, it is like a header condition, group conditions, like, okay, these are all like, if suppose we have per 10 items are there, 20 items are there, 30 items are there. For entire all the items, it is a common, it is applying. Suppose if I'm just mentioning that it is header condition, okay, so it won't be depend on the individually item wise. It will be entire PO level. Okay, entire PO level, what it is does. Because see how it will be happen. If suppose I'm just considering freight, okay, so freight, if I'm just considering each item wise, it is different. In that case, I can go with the item level condition. In case if the client is saying that no, 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 it is a common for the all the condition, all the items. Even if you have the 10 items, 20 items, 30 items are there, it is a 10% above freight cost. Then I can go for the header level. If I send the header level one time, then it will be applied that all the items what it is there in the PO. Okay, so it is common. It is distributing commonly. It is distributing to all the line items. Clear? So that is the control here, the item condition, header conditions, and it is the amount or percentage relation. That is the calculation here. Okay, and here manual entry it is there. So this is very important here. One more thing, which is like a manual entry. So what will be happen in case your client is saying that you should the the user should not enter manually the condition type at the time of PO. It should be captured automatically from the condition records. Okay, so the users cannot do edit or cannot process manually. In that case, you can put that not possible to process manually. Okay, so what will happen if I assign that? Okay, so tomorrow if suddenly the price which is not capturing PB00, if you are trying to enter the manually, then system will not be accepted because you selected D. Okay, if you are not, if
Then
you
we can,
selected, if you
Ravindra, then
yeah,
in that case we can select PB excess.
PB you can select. Okay,
Hmm.
I'm just talking about PB00. Okay,
Yeah.
just giving the functionality of the example. Okay, so don't
Yes.
consider this PB00 or PBX. Just considering that condition type. Whatever the condition type, if you are taken, if you
Yeah.
select a T, then you must be capture that information automatically. You cannot enter manually at the time of PO. Okay.
Right.
Okay, so mostly like cash discount it is there. The system automatically calculating that cash discount from the maybe payment terms and some conditions. Then in that case, it cannot process manually. Okay, in that case, we are using this type of the manual limitations. Okay, so no limitations and free, it's same. Okay, so you don't need to be control anything. You can enter manually also. You can maintain the condition records also. If you have the access sequence, you can maintain the condition records. If you don't have the access sequence, you can enter manually as well. Okay. And if you put the automatically entry as a priority, then mostly the system first priority is if any condition record which is maintained, that will be taken automatically. Okay. And manually entry has a possibility, then the system every time it is expecting to enter the manually. So it is just like a control. Okay, how it is controlling like that. Okay, and this is the one which is like a supplementary pricing procedure. Okay, so every time dependent main basic price condition type PB00, you have the supplement pricing procedure. Okay, so this supplement pricing procedure they are using at the time of info record. So if you see that you if you maintain the info record, okay, if you maintain the condition record is reflecting in the info record. Again, it is reflecting in the PO level also, right? So how it is like it is supplement pricing procedure. So the main pricing procedure which is connected to the supplement pricing procedure. So the condition will be reflected automatically while you maintaining in the condition record. That will be reflecting in the info record and reflecting in the PO. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So and again the scales and all. If you have the scales concept, quantity value scale that you can maintain. Okay. So scales. What is the meaning of scales? Do you know that? Anyone have the idea about the scales?
Scale is like amount of unit.
Certain. Okay. How it will be like? Suppose my vendor is saying that if you order from 0 to 200 or 300, that means particular limit. Okay, 200. If you 0 to 200, then it will be like the cost will be different. Again, 200 to 500 units, it is the cost is different. 500 to 1000, that unit cost will be different. So scales they are dividing like different scales. Okay, so they're dividing that based on the order quantity, that price will be calculated. That is the concept of scales. Okay, so generally where you are doing this scales and all. So if you go to condition info record ME12. Okay, and if you have the any price, I will just go for any of the one which is there. Okay, if I go here, go to condition. Suppose I have PB00 condition type.
Where did you click, Ravindra?
Sorry,
In purchase info record, where did you click? You got this window?
no, I just entered. That's all.
Yeah, entered and then
Entered. That's all.
okay.
I didn't try anything, right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so
Perfect.
what will happen when you maintaining PB00 condition types? Okay, here not maintain PB00. Okay, I'll just try to. Okay, if I maintain go, okay, just need to enter the values. Okay. Okay. See here PB00 which is maintained, right? So here you can see that there is a scales it is there. Okay. So you can maintain here scales from and to and how much it like. Okay. So you can how many till suppose it is 100 pieces then. Okay. So from 100 pieces, this is cost will be different. Okay. Like okay, again 100 to 200. Okay. So there will be there will be like range you can maintain that price you can maintain like what is the cost of that up to 100 up to 200 like that you can maintain. Okay, so this is the scales you can maintain here, the scales here. Okay, scale quantity from example number of pieces to which scale refers. Okay, so like you can define that. Clear?
Yes.
So this is for the scales here. Okay, you can if you want you can use that condition. Okay. Okay, now go back. Okay, so this is the basically all these things. The factors are it is explaining about that what it controls in the condition type. Okay, so like you have so many condition type: PBW0, PBWX, discount on gross, discount per quantity, discount on value, discount on percentage on net. Okay, and then you can use, there's so many things are there: promotional discounts and group discounts, then okay, surcharges, like we have so many things. So here you can go to fried FRA1. Okay, so FRA1, FRB1, FRC1, like that you can see here. Okay, so again, how the system knows that whether it is a percentage or it is, then here you can see the calculation type. They selected that it is the percentage, fixed amount, quantity, like that. Okay, clear?
Yes.
So it depends on that what it is you are maintained here, all these condition types. So you have the here only you can see the import related condition types also. Okay, not a local tax, but if you are planning to do some custom duty payments, okay, some secondary education says that and all you can do from here itself, the MM pricing project itself. Okay, clear?
Ravindra, yes. Ravindra, yeah, last time we have created these condition types
Mhm.
using access sequence also, and we are using particular combinations vendor, plant, and material.
Correct. That is
So,
access sequence. Yeah.
yes, and so what is available here? This is globally. This is not for particular plant, for particular vendor, right? These condition types are, I mean,
Type
standard.
condition types are the standard only.
Yeah,
But when you maintain a condition record, you can give individually plant level, right?
right. So while
Right.
raising the PR, we can use that our customized condition type, right?
You can use, even you can use the same condition type for globally.
Yes,
Okay, but the price which is capturing based on the what you maintain in the condition record.
right, right. Got
The
it.
plant you are mentioning the plant also, right? In case if you want to differentiate,
Yes,
so you can maintain that records for plant. Okay, different price. Okay.
yes, yes.
So
Right,
when
got
you creating that, yeah, when you creating the PB00, you just copy this PB00 and you can enter that. Okay, if I'm just planning to create ZPB1, okay, okay, then I'll just enter ZPB1 and create that. Okay, yeah, I can put that something like time dependent. Okay, and save. Okay, so like you can create how many condition types you want, you can use that. Okay, so what my suggestion was, just create your own style of the condition types and you can use that your own access sequence. So before that, it is like 0002, right? Standard, right? Now I just assign my condition type. So now I have my own condition type. So I'm changing to the standard. Then I can use my condition type like chat PB1, which I created. That is I created for the uh, cross price time dependent condition type. Here I assign my own access sequence. Did you got it? What I'm doing? So
yes,
whatever access sequence I created, I am assigning my own condition type. Instead of disturbing the standard condition type, I'm assigning to my own condition type.
yes.
Okay.
This is previously created access sequence, right?
Ah,
Last
yes,
in last
exactly, exactly. Okay, we just copied from 0002 and
yes,
created, right?
right.
Right. So that is what you can do. All get so always suggestion is something. Okay. Uh, you must be use the jet series. Okay. Whenever you're trying to create any of the customization, start with the jet series. Okay, why? Because tomorrow if suppose you are leaving from the company and you are joining in the other company, okay, so someone is handling your position in the previous client, so they must be aware about that what is the standard, what is the customization. Because if you are using uh PB00s or PB11, PB33, like that, if you are using, then they are confusing that, okay boss, what is the customization you did, I don't know. So these are all standard or customized, we don't know how we know that, because there are so many thousands of the condition types are there, thousands of document types are there, thousands of the records are there. So how we know that if you are using uh, you are using normal word which is like ABCD, like that, we don't know, right? So that's what SAP is suggesting, that whenever you are doing some customization, your own customization, do whatever you want, but start with like a jet series. So that tomorrow if someone is coming, they can see that okay, whatever it started with Z series, all it is customized. So they can understand okay, you have some customization, you are using some customization condition types. Okay, clear?
Yes.
Okay. So Z or Y you can use that. Okay. Majorly Z we are using. Okay. Even condition tables also start with 9. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So this condition types you understand, right? Now the next one is calculation schema. So now my aim is what is that, to design my pricing project. That is my aim. So generally what we are using in the pricing procedure, we need condition types. So that condition types are ready. I have the condition type, right? So I have condition type. Now I can do the calculation schema. Calculation schema is nothing but like a pricing procedure. Both are same. Okay, don't worry about that. So the calculation schema and pricing procedure is the same. Okay. So the next step is define calculation schema. Define calculation schema or pricing procedure. Okay. So what is this actually? Okay, we are giving some structure to the system. We are giving some structure to system. Boss, you have the gross price. Okay, so that is the basic price. Okay, so on gross price, what is there? Discount is there. Okay, discount you are calculating on gross price. Okay, that's good. Then you are calculating the surcharges also or not? Okay, okay, you are calculating surcharges also on what? On what to your planning? You are planning with gross price plus discount, or you are calculating only on gross price. Okay, surcharge. Okay, then what is the net price? What is the meaning of net price? So net price including that gross price
All other
plus
prices, a
plus
charge.
surcharges minus discount.
This
Okay, so all we are considering net price. Okay, then where is the tax code? So okay, input tax code. Okay, so then that input tax code you are calculating on net price, because the net price is already calculated with gross price, discount, surcharges, right? So on net price I'm calculating the tax value. Then that we call as a net price including tax. So the above one is net price excluding the tax, and then below it is the net price including tax. Then where is the freight? Freight on what? You are calculating freight on net price, right? You don't need to be consider all these things because already these are all considered in the net price. So if you are taking net price, on net price you are calculating freight, then it is calculating total, right? So then freight, then any labor charges or any
loading,
packing
loading,
charges or any
a
petrol
charge.
or anything which is like okay extra charges we have. The above also surcharge is there, here below also such charges. Depends what you are planning to calculate, that you can include here. Then what is the final is like effective price, total price, it is total price, effective price, right? So like what is the structure you are planning to do? Okay, what is the structure you are planning to do in the pricing procedure, that is the important here. When you are designing that, on what basis you are calculating, so that we are defining in the pricing procedure. Okay, so let's go to the calculation schema, let's understand the standard one, and then we'll design our own style of that. Okay. So what is the standard here? We have RM0000. So this is the standard which we have. Okay, for this pricing project, MM pricing project. This is okay.
That is calculation schema.
This is calculation schema. Pricing project, calculation schema, both are same. Okay. So then I just click on the control data. Let's see here. There are so many other condition types are there. So let's try to understand here. There are 16 steps are there. 16 points you have to consider. 16 points you have to consider when you are designing the pricing project. Okay. So when you are defining the pricing procedure, you have to be consider 16 points. What 16 points here? The first step is step, counter, condition type, description, form, to, manual, required, statistical, print, subtotal, requirement type, calculation type, basic type, accruals. Okay, account key and accruals. Okay, so these are all 16 fields. Okay, 16 fields which is controlling that entire pricing procedure. Okay, so try to understand here. See now the step one. Okay, so if you remember that in the axis sequence also we are using step one, step two, step three. Okay,
Yes.
why we are using the step one, step two, step three? So the what is the first priority, then what is the second, third, fourth, like that, right? So here also the what is the first condition type, then what is the second condition type, what is the third condition type? So if you're calculating net price, then on net price what are the factors you are considering, all you have to be mentioned in the top. So here if you see that he is considering that net including discount. Okay, so for this net including discount, okay, it is there all these factors like kind of gross price, variance, original price, discounts, surcharges, everything. Then again, net price including tax. See that net price including tax, he is calculating that net price including discount plus 21 is, what is the 21? It is the tax, input tax. Right? So he is including that the what it is calculating the net including discount plus now tax. That is the net including tax. Okay. So the from and to how it will work. What are the condition types you are considering here? The, that system needs to be considered. So from and to is nothing but like a from which condition type to which condition type it should be considered. Clear? So
Yes.
in the above, if I see that I just need to be considered net including discount plus non-deductible tax code. Okay,
So it's to 2021.
2021. Okay, so that is the like from. Okay, so if see here there are so many where you can see that one is there, right? So that means what is the one? Okay, it is calculating on the first condition. It is calculating on first. So here if you see the discount percentage on gross, that means it is calculating on gross condition. What is the value is there? It is calculating discount. Okay. So wherever there is a blank, it is a straightforward value. So there is no calculation. It is not calculating on any of the value. It is direct value. Okay. Fixed amount, maybe it's a fixed amount or something. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So that is the what. So now you understand the step and you understand the condition type, you understand the description and from and to, right? Correct? Then
Yes.
what is the counter? Why we are entering the counter? Why we are entering the counter? Because I just said that, okay, the same type of the condition we have the 2 to 3 condition type, right? That means the ultimately the final destination, finally the aim is it is calculating just basic price. But how it is calculating basic price? Whether it is calculating the time dependent condition records or you are entering manually. So there is a two ways of the option SAP which is provided PBW0 and PBWX. But the target is the main aim of this condition type is it is common. Okay, even if you enter the PBW0, okay, even you enter the PBWX portal, same. The concept is same. It is just basic price of material. So in that case, you can use that. The step is the one. That means the calculation is same. Okay, for the board. So there is. It's not a two different condition type. It is the same single condition type. But we have the two different counters are there. So that means I can use PBW0. I can use PBWX. So like if you see that discount is there, discount I can enter like value or I can enter like quantity or I can enter like percentage on net or I can calculate on the gross. So that means I can enter only one, not all four. There is
Means
no
or
use of that.
condition,
Sorry.
like or condition, you can
Yeah,
consider.
or you just put that or, yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So it is same. So in that case you are using counter. Okay. In this case, if the same similar kind of the condition type if it is there, then you are considering that is the counter. Clear? So in that case, step will not be changed. Step is the same number, counter will be increased. So when I'm just see that, okay, this is the all, it is the same. There is no difference here. Okay, whatever it is there, 10, it is just, I can enter only one, not all. Okay, so these are all, it is the only one it will be calculated, not all the. So even if you're trying to enter that all the values, the system will not be considered. It will be considered only one value, whatever the final it is. Okay, clear?
Yes.
Okay, so that is what we are entering the step and counter. Okay, so did you understand that step? The first thing is step. Step is that the priority like sequence of the condition type. Then counter, if you have the multiple condition type for the same similar condition type, then you will be using the counter. Then you are entering that condition type. Then description will be captured automatically. Then from 1 to it will be like what value to what condition type to what condition type you are calculating, right?
Yes.
So any questions till here? What? Any questions here?
No, cleared.
Okay, so this is what 10. Now this is a manual. Okay, so manual is nothing but like a priority of the manual. Okay, you are entering the manually the condition type at the time of price view. Okay, so when you creating the PO, the value you are entering the manually condition type. Okay, instead of it is capturing automatically, you are entering manually condition type. Okay, clear? If you see
Yes.
that, because some of the condition type which is coming automatically, right? So here you are entering that condition determined manually. So condition that given indicator pricing procedure only include in the determination. So either if they are entered manually, for example, on condition overview pricing transfer to the external system. Okay? So this is a manual condition type. Okay? Now required. Okay, if I just put that required, okay, required means this condition type
Mandatory.
mandatory. Okay, if you without missing this condition prior this condition, the system will not be accept to save the PO. Okay, because this is the mandatory pricing condition type. So what are the field you are considering? That means because some clients they are saying that okay, this condition type is very important in the PO, so they are this is like some customized one, so you must be entered that price. Okay, so in that case you can put that required. Okay, without that value it is not possible. Okay, so that is the manual and required. So any questions on manual and required?
No.
Okay, then the next one is statistical. Statistical is nothing but like it's unique. It is unique. That means okay, it is not impacting on any net price or any effective price. That means what is that value you are entering that value is not impacting on your calculation. Then what is the use of that? If I not enter that, okay, it's not impacting on my calculation pricing. So what is the use of that? That is unique. Statistical means it is unique. Okay, it is not impacting to anything. So it's not impacting on the gross price. It's not impacting on the effective price. It's not impacting on the net price. Anything it's not impacting. But why we are entering? Identical. It is like why we are entering. It is the price you are paying to someone. Okay, that means if suppose transportation is there, okay, in the PO, the vendor price is different, transportation price is different. That means transportation vendor is different. The main vendor is different, transportation vendor is different. So suppose let's say example, you bought some furniture in the furniture store. So they say that okay, this is the cost. Then they say that you have to be pay extra $500 to the transportation. That means the transportation you are paying separately to the some other vendor, not to the main vendor. He's saying that you have to be paid to the vendor who are supplying, maybe the logistics, whoever they are supplying that transportation, that you have to be paid. So in that case, what will happen? Okay, it is not impacted on the MRPO price because I'm not paying to the main vendor, but it is impacting on my value because when I just see that my furniture cost, I should include that delivery cost also. Correct or wrong? Because tomorrow, if I'm just reselling that product, Okay, I bought this $10,000 of furniture. Tomorrow, if you're planning to sell to the $10,000, then it is loss for you, right?
Yes.
Because you already spent $500 to transportation. So when you just selling reselling to them, you are definitely looking into the 10,500 or maybe more than that, because you're not expecting the loss, right? Right. So here it is not impacting on PO price, effective price, but it is impacting on the my inventory value. Okay, it is impacting on my inventory value. So in that case, what will be happen? It is not impacting the PO price, but when you are receiving the goods, the value will be added to my inventory. Okay, so that my value of the inventory value is increased. Okay, clear? Any
Yes.
questions? So statistically is nothing but like it won't be impacted in the PO price. You don't need to be paid to the vendor, but you need to be paid to separately that amount to the separate vendor. So if you want to be track this kind of the separate account, that is a separate GL account, then you will be using the statistical condition there. Okay, clear?
Yes. Yes.
So again, when you are using the statistical, we are using that account key and accruals. So here generally we are using for the freight, for everyone. If you see that freight, all these freights it is there is a statistical. Did you see that check box? Okay.
Yes.
So freight condition that's all we have the statistical. For this we are using accruals and account key. Okay. If you see that for others we are not enter the account key accruals, but for this whatever statistical it is there, that statistical we are entered the accruals and account key. Okay, this is accruals and this is the account key. Okay, so what it this means? Okay, tomorrow if you want your financial team they want to be track these into the separate GL account. Okay, you can use this account key and accruals concept. Okay, account key and accruals you are using the concept for to maintain the separate GL account the value. Okay, so this value will be go to separate GL account. It's clear. It is not included in the GRIR clearing balance. It is not included in the GRIR balance. Okay, it is included. Okay, it is included when it is calculating. Okay, but when initially when you are doing the goods receipt, the system will not be calculated under the GRIR. Okay, GR value. It is not calculating on GR value. It is calculating on the inventory value. But again, you need to be pay that amount to the vendor. So that will be posted to separate GL account. Okay.
So
So
then, Ravindra,
yeah,
in a way, we are paying two times. I mean, it is not impacting PO, but then uh, someone has to pay that another vendor also, right?
correct, correct.
We are maintaining separate JL account for that.
Yes.
So when that vendor registration and everything will be included.
That is common. When you are creating the vendor registration, everything it will be there. You'll be having the vendor master record. If you don't have vendor master record, you cannot use. You cannot pay the amount. Okay, so that's what you when you're creating the vendors, you have the different account groups. One is that domestic import, freight vendor, okay,
Yes.
local vendors. Like you are differentiating that to vendor account groups, right? So
Yes.
you must be create the vendor numbers for each and every.
So while we will be paying like we will do Migo.
We'll do the Mego. See
Okay.
how it will be like PO you are creating.
Yes.
Okay, in the PO price it is showing that 120 rupees is the net price,
Right.
but plus there is 100 rupees of freight.
Right.
Okay, so then while using the GR, okay, so the 120 rupees is the price, net price, but additionally you have that freight also. That freight also it is impacting because that including that 100 rupees, it is the 220 rupees is the my product cost impacting.
Right. Total
product
cost.
value product value of that, right? So
Yes.
now paying amount is 120 rupees to the one vendor A, okay, and 100 rupees we are paying to the vendor B.
Right.
This vendor B is the transportation vendor.
Correct. So once we do GR for that vendor,
Hmm.
then the PO, normally PO gets closed. I mean, status shows that PO is closed.
You once you completed invoice, that is status is closed.
Yes,
Yeah,
once we
okay,
complete the invoice.
correct. So here
Now,
what will happen? You are doing main PO invoice and you are doing freight invoice as well.
okay,
Okay, because here vendor is different, right?
right,
Okay. In case if this is also vendor A, then you can pay this amount to including into the single invoice.
right. So
Okay.
in this case, two PO will generate it. How? I mean,
PO
one
will be
for
the
the
same. PO will be
no.
the same, but condition is the different. The
Okay,
freight same with same PO number, the reference you are paying the freight extra separately.
right.
Okay, two invoices you can generate, not two POs. Two invoices you can generate. One is for
Okay.
freight invoice, one is for the normal invoice.
Again, same PO.
Against the PO, same PO.
Okay,
Okay, in case if you have the two separate vendors, if
separate
it is
vendor. Right.
same vendor, if it is same vendor, then you can pay in the single invoice.
Right.
Okay,
Yes.
so this is the call plan delivery cost. This is called plan delivery cost. That means you already know the
Yes.
cost, freight cost at the time of PO that you are paying at the time of invoice. That is called plan delivery cost. Okay. In case if you don't know what is the plan delivery cost at the time of PO creation, then you can use the unplanned delivery cost. So that unplanned delivery cost you must be entered at the time of MIRO. Okay, you don't know when you are creating a PO, you don't know what is the cost of the planned delivery cost. So then you can use that in the delivery cost at the time of MIRO, that is unplanned delivery cost. So in their point of view, they will ask about that what is the difference between the planned delivery cost and unplanned delivery cost. So planned delivery cost is nothing but like while you creating the PO, you know that what is the price of the freight. So that you are paying as a planned delivery cost. If you don't know, then at the time of invoice creation, you are entering manually the price and planned delivery cost at the time of invoice. Clear? This
Yes.
clear? So if
Yes.
you see that any of the already posted invoices, okay, if you have any invoices, okay, I will go to MIR5. Okay, if you see that any of the one kind invoice, if I'm going to that, then here there is a unplanned delivery cost is there. At the time of invoice creation, you can enter manually that unplanned delivery cost. Okay, clear?
Yes.
So this, if you enter at the time of invoice, that unplanned delivery cost, that is the additional cost. It is again adding to the inventory. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now, one more thing which you need to be understand here. Okay. Here, if you see that when you enter the PO, when I enter the PO, there is option like here. If you see that there is option goods services plan delivery, goods services plan delivery cost. Okay, so if you have the same vendor having charging that delivery cost and the services, that means the same vendor he is asking for the delivery cost amount and he is asking about the goods amount, you need to be paid amount that for both, then you can use this one directly. If suppose the main vendor is different, plan delivery cost to vendor is different, that means delivery freight vendor is different, then you can create two invoices for the same PO. One is for the goods items, one is for the delivery cost.
Okay.
Okay, so that option you have to be select when you creating invoice. Okay, clear?
Yes.
This is called, if you selected plan delivery cost, this is called plan delivery cost. Unplanned delivery cost means while you are doing the goods items, you are entering the unplanned delivery cost manually. In that case, you can use that. Okay. Here you can enter that. What is the amount you can enter here? Okay. Okay. So this is leave it about that. Okay. Now this accruals and account key we are using to separate the GL account. So the value whatever it is posting, it is going to that what it is assigned here for GL account, that will go. So what is this account accrual case? If you see that in OBYC, so what is the use of OBYC? We are assigning GL accounts, right? So here in the OBYC we have this FR1, FR2, FR3 like that. See if you can see that. So here you are directly assigning that your GL account, this GL account. So it will go to this GL account, the value. The freight GL account will go to this value. That is called accruals and account key concept. Clear?
Yes.
Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So now out of this statistical, then you understand the accruals as well, right? Accruals and account key. Okay. So these two concepts for if you want to be post to separate GL account for statistical condition type. Statistical condition type, then you are using this account key accruals concept. Okay. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now out of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 is there completed. Now 5 fields are there. Okay. So this is simple print. Okay. So while you are generating the print, okay, PO print out. Okay, whether what value have to be displayed, because every value not required, right, in the PO display, because there are so many values are there, gross, discount, surcharges and extra charges, calculation, neutrals, all these things, it is not required, right? So what are the main condition types you are planning to display in the PO printout? Okay, to explain to the vendor. So that condition types you can say that, okay, I want to print in the my PO output. Okay, that means in the printout I want to get that information. So if you want that condition type information in the PO printout, then you have to be select here X. Clear?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the print. Okay, now you understand about the print as well. Okay, now what is next here? Now there is a subtotal. Okay, so subtotal. Okay, so subtotal is nothing but like a, okay, so here if you see that this is the basic price, actually the basic price, but how system knows about that? Okay, this is the basic price. Okay, I want this information is very important for me. Okay, other than that, if you see discounts and surcharges, this is the only calculation, but the actual cost of the product is very important to me, because tomorrow if I'm want to do analysis on my basic price of the each and every material, okay, this information very important. So what they will do, they are using subtotal is nothing but like it is storing in the table level one field. See, we have the Mara table, MERC table, MBW table, like we have so many tables are there, right? Again, in that each and every table we have the so many fields are there. Okay, so we are creating hundreds of the condition types. Every condition type, if you want to be create one field, it's very difficult, right? So what are the important condition types stored in the table level to capture that information for reporting purpose? Okay, capturing that information for printout purpose, capturing that information for analytical purpose, then you are storing that into the field. So in the standard tables, one of the fields it will be stored this information. So here it is like this is storing in the KOMP structure and BRTWR. This is a crossroad. So tomorrow, if I want to do some analytical way of the picture, what is my basic price of the material, or I want to take the report, what is the basic price, what is the net price, what is that. So I'm just taking the values directly from this structure. So it is storing in the table condition, pricing condition structures, it will be storing in the one table, so that I can get directly value. So wherever you are using the subtotals and all, okay, it is storing one table. Okay, that field and table it is storing. See here, this value it is storing in S. Okay, what is the S? What is the meaning of S? It is S is nothing but like it is copy into that effective price. So this is the effective price. So the system will be understand that okay, this is the effective price. So finally, okay. So like this, if you see that this is the total value or something. C. What is the C means? It is a statistical. What is the C? Okay, yeah. So this is statistical values. That means it won't be impact, but it is just showing that total impacting value. So like it will be storing in the one field. Any after one field it will be storing. If it is 7 is there, what is the 7? So it representing that okay, this is the rebate, this is the gross value, this is the total value, this is the net value like that. It is representing. Clear? So where we are using this all the values, the analytical purpose and all they are using. Clear? Did you understand what is a subtotal? Clear? So if you go to tables level, okay, if you go to table level KONB or KOMP or something, okay. So here the conditions what the value which is storing all these things, okay. It again it is storing in the here conditions, again it is storing in the database level which is structure level. So that for above purpose it is very easy to pick that value and display in the report. Okay, so as a manager, see, as a manager, I want to see that what is the basic price of this product, what is the net price of this product, what is the total effective price of this one. So how I can get, because I don't need all these things, what you are getting discount, what you are getting fried, what you are getting extra price, I don't need. But I just, to overview point of view, I just want to see that what is the effective price. Then I can simply go that structure and I can pick that value and I can display.
So basically, it is a bifurcation, we can say.
Yeah.
Values.
It's just copy of the value to the some other way. We are storing that value in the simply in the
Yes.
simply in the one structure.
Yeah. So for further analysis, we can use
We
that.
can use that. Okay. So there's a concept of subtotal. Okay. So this subtotal we are using for the main condition types. What actually we are just expecting the client expecting what value. Okay. It's very easy to identify that. Then what else we have? We have that requirement type, calculation type, basic type. Okay. So these three we are using for the ABAP related, technical related. Okay. So if suppose this value is there, this value or this value is there, you have some formula. Okay. To calculate that. See, suppose let's see how it is like. If I go to some steel or some iron manufacturing industries, they will be calculating based on the length of the rod and width of the rod and okay, design of the rod. Okay, so they have this their own formula calculation because directly they will not be straightforward. It is not constant value. They are calculating the cost of the product based on their structure, their formula. Okay, so in that case, I definitely have to go with some customization because I don't know, right? Every client have their own formula to calculate it. So if suppose I'll just give you an example, maybe it's very simple example. I have the milk. Okay, so I have cow milk and buffalo milk. Okay, so two types of milk. Okay, now again in this cow milk, I have that. Okay, um, three types are there. Let's say three types of cow milks are there. What are the three types of cow milks are there? One is suppose I have the fat, 5% of fat, and SNF value calculation, which is like 6%, 7% calculation SNF value. Again, 7% of fat. Okay, again SNF calculation which is there. Then there is a 0% of fat, which is SNF calculation which is there. See, when there is a fat is high, obviously the price of the cost also it will be high. That means maybe it is like $2. You can say $2 of per liter. Okay, and if I see that we're here, it is like a $1 because the fat is very less. And if you see that here, this is like $0.75, like right. Why the difference is there if the product is same but the calculation is different, right? So they will be calculating that to product when they are distributing to customer. They are dividing like, okay, this is the 5% of fat. So because people they are using 0% fat also, people they are using 7% fat also. If suppose they are thinking that this is too high cost, then they are going with the 5% fat, right? So why are people going with that? Because depends their budget or depends their health issues. Maybe they don't want to use the fat food. They want to be go with the 0% standardization, pasteurizations, what they are doing. Some okay, all these things they are considering. So all how they calculating this all SAP how they know that the calculation. So here we are using this requirement type and calculation type and basic type. Here we just putting that formula where exactly the value you need to calculate. They will be writing the logic here. Okay. So you can see if you see that the requirement type, if I will go in the top. Okay. So if you see that this is a 6 there. Okay. I'll just go to 6 here. This is the condition exclusion. Here what they will do, they will go to source test and they will be entering that the formula. Okay. So here they are returning that, okay, some condition they are returning and they are writing the logic here. Okay. So what customization logic you want to be write, that logic you can write here. Okay. So like you can use a calculation type and what is that? It is 32. So they want to be use some formula on rebate or something actual metal cost. Okay. They can use that. They can write the what logic they want to be write. In each formula if you have that. So that developer will write the logic. Okay. This is the called routines. Okay. So they are using these routines and they are entering that the program code they written. Okay. So in case interview point of view, they are asking about the routines. You can say that these routines are they are using generally. If your client is using any routines, you can say that. Clear? Okay. So this requirement type, calculation type, basic type, they are using for the purpose of the routines, using that routines, customization purpose. Clear?
Yes.
Any questions? Any questions?
No.
Okay. So again, why we are using different fields? Because they might be have the rebate agreements, they have, might be have the formula, they might be planning to calculate and gross also. See some one more example I will give you. Okay. So they say that based on the gross weight, they are based on the gross weight, they are deciding the price. Based on the not net weight, gross weight calculation, they are finally deciding that what is the price. The product is same, but based on the cross weight and weight weight, the price will be different. Like gold, right? Gold, you can see that 1 gram gold, 2 grams gold, 3 grams gold, 1.5 grams, 1.3 grams, like that. So based on the gross weight also it will be. So in that case, you can just write that what formula you want to be write, now how you need to be calculate that gross based on the gross weight. That you can use that. So that is what concept here, the calculation type, basic type, accurate, the requirement type they are using. Okay. Any questions here?
No.
Okay. So based on the when you are implementing the procedure, you must be understand that okay how many different ascending orders of the condition type and how many counters are there, then condition type, description, from and to calculation. So this is the from and to calculation is very important. So the system on what basis it is calculating, on what basis it's not calculating, that you, and manual required and statistical again. If we based on this statistical only, whether it should be impact on the PO price, it should not be impact on PO price, or it is identical value, or it is going to separate GL account, how it is like, it will be based on the statistical and account key and accuracy. Okay. Then print, subtotal, then calculation type, requirement type, basic type, and all. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So you can create your own style of procedure by copying this one, or If you want to be design your own style, you can design. So few things which you need to remember, that where you are storing the subtotals is very important. Okay. So when you are designing pricing procedure, you must be understand that what subtotal you are assigning, because based on that only your effective price, net price, basic price is calculated. The storing in the table level. Clear?
Yes.
So this is the calculation type. Then I have the pricing procedure now. I have the pricing procedure, but how we know that that pricing procedure is capturing into the my PO? Because I have so many POs, right? I have domestic PO, I have import PO, I have the freight PO, I have the so many POs are there. Different kind of consumables POs are there. So I want to use the separate pricing procedures. If I want to use a separate pricing procedure, how we can use that? Okay. Again, it depends on the schema group. If you remember that last time we discussed the schema group for vendor, schema group for purchasing organization. These two combinations, you are assigning that your pricing procedure. Did you remember that? Schema group for purchasing organization, schema group for vendor. These two combinations we are assigning the my pricing procedure. This schema group for purchasing organization we are creating has a reference ID for the purchasing organization, and the schema group for vendor is the reference ID we are using in the vendor master record. This is we already discussed. If you remember that, if I go to XK03, last time we didn't get the pricing procedure. I have shown that how the pricing procedure will come. It is like a schema group. What schema group you are assigning here? The schema group based on the schema group of the vendor, and based on the purchasing organization. What purchasing organization you are using? That schema group or purchasing organization. These two combinations, the system will be assigning the pricing procedure. So here first you are defining that purchasing organization level what schema group, and vendor level what schema group you are defining the reference ID. Then you know already purchasing organization because this is custom configuration. So you are assigning here itself the schema group for purchasing organization. Suppose if I have the purchasing organization 1000, okay, so 1000 is my purchasing organization, so I can create like ABCD. Okay, so this should be created. Okay, so first I will be creating that ABCD. What is the ABCD? I will create schema group for purchasing organization. So I'll just create a ABCD, just reference ID only. You can use anything. Okay, so I'm just schema for testing, or schema group for 1000 vendor, 1000 purchasing organization, or domestic. Anything you can use any word. So now I create a schema group for purchasing organization. Then I will be assigning this schema group for purchasing organization to my own purchasing organization. What is my own purchasing organization? 1000. So 1000 is my purchasing organization. I'm just assigning my ABCD is the schema group. I just assigning the reference ID. That's all. I didn't done anything. I just assigning one reference ID to my purchasing organization. Then again, I'm creating the schema group for vendor. Okay, again I'm just creating AB. AB is the schema for domestic POs, domestic vendors. Okay, I'm just assigning that this AB and the ABCD. What is the ABCD? What is the meaning of ABCD? The ABCD which I created for my schema group for testing, which is purchasing organization, or you can put for domestic purchasing organization, domestic purchasing organization. Okay, then I have the reference IDs now. Okay, so whenever I'm using the 1000 purchasing organization, the system will check that okay, what 1000 it is assigned. So for 1000 it is assigned ABCD. Then for which vendor you are using, the vendor you are using, the vendor must record 1000. Okay, so that 1000 vendor you are assigning this schema group. So now I will be assigning data as well. XK02, go to XK02. Here I'll go to purchasing organization level, and I will be assigning that my schema group. My schema group is AB. Okay, so now, okay, now AB is, I'm using schema group for vendor. I'm using schema group for purchasing organization. So when I'm using the 1000 purchasing organization, the 1000 purchasing organization which is already assigned to schema group, that is ABCD. Then when I'm using to use this vendor 1000, then in the 1000 purchase organization, okay, I'm using this schema group AB. Correct? So now these two combination, what pricing procedure you are assigned? What pricing procedure you are assigned? So that is the schema determination. The schema determination, you are assigning your schema group for purchasing organization ABCD, schema group for vendor, that is AB. Okay, these two combination you are assigning your pricing procedure. That is like RM0000, whatever. Maybe if you have the customization, you can use that. Okay. So now what will be happen whenever I'm using in the PO, when I'm creating the PO, whatever the purchasing organization we are using, suppose 1000 I am using purchasing organization, that 1000 purchasing organization is having that this schema group. Then vendor, 1000 vendor, the 1000 vendor we are assigned this AB schema group. These two combination, this is the main pricing. So this main pricing procedure will be picked up. So if I go to ME21N, /O ME21N, if I am creating the PO, vendor is 1000 and purchasing organization is 1000, 000 is 1000. So here main things are the PO. The main thing is what purchasing organization you are using, what vendor you are using. That is the main thing. Other than that, okay, there is other factors are not impacting on pricing position. Okay, so I just entered that all the information. Now the condition, if you see that condition, the system how it is picking the pricing procedure, because the analysis, if I see that the system analysis, it is finding that RM0000 because this 1000 schema group of the vendor, 1000 schema group for purchasing organization, these two combination, the pricing procedure is RM0000 is assigned. If suppose if I am creating my own style, I'm just copying this one, I am creating my own style of the schema group. What is RM0000? So I'm just copying this one and creating my own style. Okay, Z RM something RMM. I'm used to using the some RMM. Okay. So I'm just copying all the condition types which is required. Okay. This is the, it is copied from this. Okay. Now I have my own condition type, right? What is my own condition type? ZPB. Did you remember that? ZPB is something which I created, right? ZPB NN or something which I created. ZPB NN, right? Something. ZPB1. Okay. This is the time dependent I created. So I can use, instead of PBW, I can use ZPB1. So that my access sequence, whatever it is there, it will go on. Okay. PBW0, ZPB1, both are same. I just copied my own style. Right. So this is the now the my pricing procedure, right? RM, this is my own pricing procedure and my own condition type it is there. So what I can do, I can go back and I can determination, schema determination. Okay, ABCD, what ABCD it is there, the schema group, that ABCD, I'm just assigning my pricing procedure. Okay, same. Now when I'm using this 1000 purchasing organization, that reference ID, when I'm using this main vendor, the reference ID which is schema, these two combination, now it will be picked this one. So if I create PO now, again I'm creating now PO. Let's see. I'll go back and I'll come 1000, and materials, everything is common. So only the aspects what it is considering here, it is considering that, okay, what pricing, what vendor you are using and what purchasing organization you are using, because this vendor and purchasing organization we are assigned schema groups. That assignments between this assignment, now if you see that earlier that net price automatically picking because that PBW0 have the conditional cost, but now it is not picking. Now I need to enter my value because I didn't maintain my condition type, right? I didn't maintain my condition type, right? So now PBWX is created because manually I'm entering that. So now let's see what is the pricing posture which is coming. So my pricing posture which is RM ZRMMM, and my condition type is ZPB1. If you maintain the condition record for this ZPB1, go to MEK1, ZPB1, maintain ZPB1, and you can maintain the combination material purchasing organization vendor combination, whatever you want to be maintained, you can maintain. Okay, then what is the vendor 2000 and the plant 1000. Okay, then material. Okay, if you maintain this one, then next time onwards the value will come to based on your calculation what you maintain here. Clear? So here maintain that the next time for the next until you created next value, the system will be looking into this is the my condition. Clear? Did you understand what is the use of the condition type now? Condition records. Okay.
Yes.
So you maintain the condition records here. This is the condition record which I maintain. So next time onwards, the system will be calculated. So this is the what the pricing posture which is picking automatically. Okay. So interview point of view, there is so many questions on the pricing posture. One thing is how the pricing posture determined in the PO. That is the main important question. How the pricing posture determined in the PO. How? It depends on the purchasing organization and vendor. We are using schema group for vendor creation and schema group for purchasing organization reference ID. These two combinations in the configuration level, we are assigning the pricing posture. So these two combinations, when it is matching, the system will be picking the pricing posture. So that, and I'm just trying to create next time. Okay, the pricing posture will be picking automatically based on what vendor you are using. Okay, what uh, purchase organization you are using. All these things based on the factors, it will be system will be calculated. See now $120 which is coming automatically. Alright, how it is coming automatically? How it is coming $120 automatically? Because I maintain the condition records, right? ZPB1. That ZPB1 which is picking now. That is condition record which I maintained. Just now I maintained, right? Condition record.
Yes.
So this is the way it will be work. Automatic condition types and pricing posture it will be picked automatically. Your own style of pricing posture you can use. Then you can map that to the your condition record. So this is the way you have to do that. Clear?
Yes.
Okay, then I'll stop the recording. So you can see that the pricing condition records which will be maintained in the MEK1. Okay, so this is one MEK1 is the transaction code to maintain the condition record. Okay, so why we are using the condition record? Because to pick the automatically pricing. So can we use for all the condition types of condition records? No. Whatever the access sequence we are assigned, the condition types, only we can use those only for the condition record. Okay.
Right.
So if you want to see that MEK3, you can go whatever it is created, and you can see that in the here. The combination you can see here, and you can see that display condition infos. Okay. So you can also click on the condition info. You can see here what it is maintained records. What are the condition records maintained? If you have the 10 number of condition records are there, suppose okay, n number of condition records are there. That number of condition records also it will be displayed. So I'll just remove this purchasing organization. So we didn't maintain the purchasing organization. I will remove this one also. I will remove this one also. So now if I execute this one, because my condition record will be working based on vendor, plant and material. So these three combination if I see that, what else it is there? This is the material and okay, this is for info record. Okay. Now you can see that this is the maintained here. Okay. So this condition records are maintained here. Clear? If I see that here, click on display, then you can see $120 here. It is applied from 29th. Okay. So that's why the system is not showing that the time 28. It is default it is taking 28, right? So if I just enter the 29, then it will work from on. Okay.
Yes.
So this is what we can see the condition types and the condition records. Okay. how many condition records are maintained as on today. If I have n number of condition records also, you can see. Clear?
Yes.
So this is the overall procedure of the pricing procedure. Okay. So this pricing procedures only, these pricings, okay, this pricing only, the condition, it will be hitting in the PO, sorry, info card. It is hitting in the info card, the same price. Okay. So here, we
We are
this
not able to write anything.
change, this is display, right? It's not change. Okay. So, and one more thing you can see that here the purchasing documents, last purchasing documents, whatever it is there, you can see that also list last document. In info record, whatever the last document you created, that you can see here, the last document. And you can see the price history also. If last three pricing histories you can see when it is changed, in PO, what POs you have changed, and what is the variation. Okay, you can see that also. Okay, this is a purchase order price history in the info record. You can see in info record. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So all these things it will be helpful to you to evaluate the pricing. Okay. What behavior. Okay. So this is what the pricing procedure. Okay. So it's very important. One thing. Okay. Very understand. If you understand very easy, then it is very easy. If you're thinking that it is difficult, then it's difficult. So please try to understand point to point and just try to that. Okay.
Yes.
Then I'm just stopping the recording.